A brand new vehicle in the GMC lineup. Today, I'm super excited to take my somewhat first test drive in the 2025 GMC Sierra EV, and it's the Denali Max Range version. It means I'm not gonna be an expert. That's why I had to grab somebody who is an expert.
Bri.
Hey, John.
How you doing, buddy?
John and I were actually able to test drive this vehicle on a racetrack before we did this test drive.
That's right, up in New York.
And I'm really excited to get this thing out on the road on some actual highways and test it out.
Sounds good, let's go.
If you're interested in a GMC vehicle, come check us out. We're online at smailbuickgmc.com. Now let's talk about the exterior color here, John, because it's fitting in nice in this overcast day, right?
Yeah, perfect. Fits in nice with the weather we've had over the last week or so. This is thunderstorm gray.
Well, definitely sticks out there. It's like a bluish gray, right? Like a cooler.
Well, it's kind of, I guess under, the clouds and everything, it does kind of have a little bit of a blue tint to it, but normally it's almost like a flat color when you see it in the sun, but when you get up to it, it's got a little bit of a metallic look to it, so cool. It's pretty cool.
On the front end, you have those accented running lights along the side, your headlights, the GMC logo there all lit up very nicely, even around the grille too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. Something else is special about this front end, right?
Yeah, the E-trunk.
I have it on my key fob here.
Yep.
Or I have a button down here to press.
Yeah.
And I can just go ahead and press that and it's gonna come up for us. And we have a trunk in the front. It's awesome.
Yeah. Cool, you got a little over 12 cubic feet of space in here. Pretty cool for, tailgating or what have you, but you got a 110 outlet right there. It's nice when you open it up, it lights up, so if you're in there at night, it's gonna pop up in front of you. You got a couple cup holders here, and if this thing gets wet inside, there's actually a drain right here and one in the back that you can actually drain any water out of this thing.
That is awesome. Coming around the side, we have these black and chrome accented wheels, and these are huge, John.
Yeah, 24-inch
wow.
wheels. I mean, these things have a real presence to them. Feel the wheel well arches.
And those black accents along the side of the vehicle with the Denali logo down there come all the way across. You have those running boards as well, keyless entry, and this brings us back to our chargers, right?
Yeah, yep, you got the one here. Obviously, it's like kind of like a gas door, but you just push it, open it up. You have your charger there for your level 1 and level 3 charging right there.
As we come around to the back, you're going to notice this multipro tailgate, which GM's really known for, the hitch in the back, and you have little steps that you can come up into the tailgate like that pretty easily with.
Yeah, we'll open this thing here because this has a lot of cool things here in the back. So this thing, what you can do, you've got, again, like up front, you have some chargers back here. You got two 110s, you got two more right there.
Wow.
You can actually plug this thing in and use it like a generator at your house.
Wow.
If you needed, power went out there, you can plug into that. So cool features. You also have the new mid-gate on this thing. So that center section behind the rear seats there will open up. You can remove the glass panel in there.
Wow.
You can fit something up to, just open the mid-gate itself, leave the window in, but you can fit something up to 11 feet in this bed.
Is that something that we could show off here?
Oh, yeah.
Jumping into the back seats, let's go ahead and jump inside. Everything looks really nice. You have this black perforated leather with some gray stitching. This looks really nice, intricate patterns on the back of these. You obviously have an armrest with two cup holders there. In front of us, we have the heated seat buttons. So we have heated seats back here.
Yep.
Some ventilation options, two USB-C fast charging ports, and a 3-prong house outlet as well. So you do have some storage on the back of these seats, but obviously the one thing that really sticks out to me here is this large sunroof that is above us. It does appear to be tinted, I should say.
So it cuts that UV rays out of there, so it should keep the interior a little cooler than most.
Yeah, well, really cool back seats. Let's get this open and see how much space we have back here.
All right, Bryce, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna start by folding down these headrests. Okay. So I'm gonna ask for your help over there.
Yeah.
All right, now you got this little loop right here. Just give that a pull. This is gonna fold forward.
Wow.
And then you have this other pull right here. We're gonna pull that, and that's gonna bring the back of the seats down.
Yeah.
Fold that down. Now on your side, you have a button right there. So you go ahead and push that button.
All right.
And what it's gonna do is it's gonna open up So what you can do, you
Okay.
have the option to just open this side, or you can open
There we go.
that whole thing.
Yeah. Wow.
That's going to fold down flat, again, with the tailgate folded up. And, you know, your load stop, you can do up to 11 feet, a little over 11 feet.
That's huge.
And then the other cool thing is this window is actually removable. So you have a couple levers right here
Okay.
that you can flip those down. That loosens this, and the window is going to actually tilt a little bit, so you can lift it up. But then what you can do is when this is closed, you see there's a couple little slots right there. So that window will actually go in here. You use the levers, it locks it into place. So what you can do then is whenever you do that, you can actually store it to where fold down that whole midgate that's going to come down.
Yeah.
And your window, that whole entire section is open.
Is open. Wow, that's an amazing amount of space.
Yeah.
That I don't know. That might be the most amount of bed space that I've seen.
Yeah. And the other cool thing, you know, if you're just kind of out, it's a nice day, you just want to take the window out, you can store the window back here, put the seats back up, fold these back down, and now you have that rear window completely open and you're ready to go. But I mean, this back seat is huge. There's tons of leg room back here. You know, just goes to the size of this vehicle. A lot of leg room, a lot of room inside the cab.
So that was a lot of customization and things
Yeah.
that can be done there in the back seats. Let's jump up front and then we'll get this thing out on the road.
Sounds good.
Getting in the front seats of the Sierra EV for the first time here, John, everything looks beautiful, including this wood trim up here.
It's nice open pour wood. It's
Absolutely.
beautiful.
So how do I start it?
Well, it's a good question. So there is no button.
Okay.
You just have to have the fob with you. You get
Okay.
in, put your
Seatbelt on. Yeah.
and put your foot on the brake.
Okay.
And that's
do
all you
that.
got to do.
Foot on the brake, key fob in my pocket, and
That's it.
okay, I hear the air on. Obviously, this is an electric vehicle, so we're not going to hear the engine going.
Right.
But definitely, everything just popped on there, so that's really cool. So we have a giant digital display here.
Main things, I mean, you have your vehicle status, which is going to get into here, and it's going to show you stuff like your tire pressure. You can kind of go through and choose all that stuff, your energy info. Obviously, you can pull it up in front of you, but it's going to show that stuff on here. So that's kind of a big one. You have your drive modes. In this drive mode, you're going to see down here this big hammer.
Yes.
And that is, I'm going to turn this up because it makes a really cool sound.
Okay.
So that is the max power mode.
Okay.
Which if you're, you know, like the Hummers, you have watts to freedom. This is kind of the same thing, easier to get to. You just push this.
All right.
Cool graphic, cool noise with it. You just hit the button to turn it back off.
That's like Thor's hammer. I like it.
Yeah, it's really cool. But you have your other modes here. So your normal off-road, tow haul, my mode, which you can kind of customize from all of these different modes in there. You've got some other stuff down here as far as your additional controls, your settings for the vehicle, your auto park assist.
So this vehicle will park itself.
Yep, parks itself, parallel park, perpendicularly park. You have a headlights. Obviously, headlights are going to be automatic, but you do have a headlight button that you can turn on and off. This one right here is going to take you into your other controls. So your things like your auto high beam, park assist, rear steering. If you want to turn that rear steer off, you just touch this button right here, and then it will turn it off. You've got your crab walk.
Crab walk mode. Let's test it out real quick. Let's just do that.
We're going to go into crab walk.
Okay. All right. Beautiful graphic. It's basically like shimmying the vehicles somewhat sideways.
Yep. So the rear, and the difference obviously between that and the rear steer, rear steer at lower speeds, whenever you turn the wheel to the right, your rear wheels are going to turn to the left. So they kind of turn this way to give you a tighter turning radius. Obviously, turn to the left, the rear wheels go the opposite direction. Higher speeds, if you're on the highway, anytime that you turn to the left, the rear wheels are going to turn the same way. And now you kind of have almost like a sliding feeling, changing lanes.
Cool.
But what the crab walk is going to do in those lower speeds, both wheels, front and rear, are going to go together. So they're both going to turn left, both going to turn right. And again, the vehicle is going to stay straight, but because the wheels are turned, it's going to either get you out of a tight, situation. If you need to kind of slide through something as opposed to steering through, you can do that.
Great for off-roading.
This does have the Google Assistant built into it.
Whew.
So it's going to be Google Maps built in. Huge display right there for your maps. You have on and off auto, your temperature for driver and passenger, fan speed, front defroster, rear defroster, along with your heated mirrors. You can also touch these. So you can either use the hard button, or you can touch right here where the temperature is, and then you can adjust the temperature here.
Cool.
Your heated and ventilated seats, they're going to be right here. So you're just going to touch it, pops up, heated back, entire heated seat, or you have the ventilated seat at the bottom.
Cool.
And you just touch them. You have high, medium, low. Touch it again, it'll turn it off, or you can hit off up here at the top. You've got this huge
armrest storage, yeah,
for the armrest. Opens up. Now the cool thing is you have these cup holders here, but there is a button, so this thing slides out of the way, so it will actually open up another compartment that's under here that you can slide another little tray. This moves forward, so you do have kind of like another big compartment.
It's huge.
This will come out. So you can either have that huge thing there, or you can put the tray.
It's important to note there's a USB-C fast charging port there, 2 here, and also looks like there's a 12-volt charger.
Yep, so you got the 2 there. You've got the 12-volt there. And this thing here, I know it looks like just kind of a, a usual everyday tray. The cool thing is, that is your wireless charging pad. So you throw your phone in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's going to cool up. The other cool thing, Brian, you wouldn't really see this too much in very many vehicles, being as this is wood, it's also cooling. So if you're familiar at all with any of these wireless chargers that are in vehicles, you put your phone in there for a while, you take the thing off, back of the phone can be a little hot. I mean, that's only been sitting there for a second. You can feel that.
It's cool.
Hey, Google, it's too hot in here. Lower the temperature to 65 degrees.
Got it. Turning down the temperature.
All right, so the instrument cluster obviously looks like we have a lot of stuff up here that we can customize as well.
Right.
It looks like our safety features are displayed there. We have our miles per hour, obviously our miles till...
so that's your charge right now, yeah. So again, this being the max mode on the, the max for the range, you can see right there, your miles are saying 437. So this has over 450 miles of range.
Wow, that's
which is insane
amazing
for this big of a vehicle. And you do have a couple different screens that you can look at there. So this button right there, I'm going to have you go ahead and push that. That's going to kind of put your speedometer right there, right in the center. Put your power usage below that. If you go ahead and hit that button one more time, now it kind of gives you some instrumentation. You've got the time and date over there. Your compass is up in the left corner, outside temperature over here.
Right.
You've got your gears. Your range right there. It's going to show you're at 93% on your charge. So go ahead and hit that button one more time. Now you can actually pull your Google Maps up right there.
Really cool.
Moves your speedometer over to the side. And you've got that huge heads-up display out there.
You're right. The heads-up display that's perfectly displayed in front of me, very crisp, very bright. Actually, whenever we were just driving this around, it picked up a pedestrian in front of me and alerted me that there was a pedestrian.
Yeah, and it's huge.
Yeah.
You can't miss it.
Yeah.
Big red indication.
So it looks like up front here we have our parking brake. This is going to allow you to change your ride height, it looks like.
Yeah, so as soon as you hit that button, it pops up actually in your driver information center, and you can adjust. So you have your normal mode, which that's what we were in. Increase is going to move up about 2 inches, and then you have another one that goes up a little bit higher. So it's kind of like the extract mode in the Hummer. And then you have a load. So it's an exit setting where it'll actually lower you back down. And what you can do with this is there's actually a setting in here that you can go in and you put it to any time that you come up and you put the vehicle in park and you exit, that thing will lower you down to make it easier, whether you're loading or unloading something in out of the bed, or maybe just making it easier for people to get in and out of the truck.
So it looks like on the left side of the steering wheel we have our safety features like our cruise control settings, forward collision or our gap adjustment there, and we have the Super Cruise button, right?
Yeah.
So really cool. We'll test that out on the test drive. On the right side we have our push to talk button. This will bring up some of our audio settings, whether we want to listen to radio or whatever. This changed different settings up there, and this one's our heated steering wheel.
And then you're going to see on the steering wheel there on the back left-hand side, you see this little
Oh yeah,
that little button right there. So what that is that's your regenerative braking button.
So it looks like we have trailering options up here as well. So as far as like towing capacity and things like that,
Yeah.
what do we have for that, John?
10,000 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously, that's going to cut into your range, but again, max of 10,000 pounds.
We're going to come to the rear mirror, right? And
Yeah.
I got a cameraman in my back seat and he's in my vision, John.
Yeah, I've seen Alex. He's not, not everything to look at. So you flip that thing forward and you're in rear camera mode.
Yeah.
So you got your rear camera mirror on there. Again, awesome, really clear. Just takes everything out of all of your blind spots out of the way. Gives you way more visibility. Especially in a truck. I mean, it's hard to kind of see out of the back window these things and see what's really behind you. But between that, all of your other cameras that are on this thing,
You're pretty well taken care of.
yeah,
You can see
yeah,
all the way
if you're
around.
hitting something, shouldn't be
Probably
driving.
your fault. Yeah. And we're going to go ahead and put this vehicle into reverse, and you can see that nice big 360 camera with projected lines. You can see directly behind you, and it looks like you got a lot of other visual options here too, right, John?
Yeah. I mean, you can flip back and forth between your forward and rear facing cameras.
Okay.
You can do bed down view, over the front.
Oh yeah.
And then you have your wheels, so you can look down your front wheels, rear wheels. You have your hitch view, which is going to point right down, so if you're hooking up to a trailer, it's right there. And then you have your bed view, so that's really cool, because if you have anything in the bed, anything strapped down to the bed, sounds like maybe something moving around, you obviously can't see what's going on from there. Pull that view up and see exactly what's going on back there.
So let's go ahead and back to this real quick, because obviously we have a truck behind us and it has the alert coming off. But not only is it showing me the alert the closer that I get to it, but I feel it in my seat. It's vibrating my seat and alerting me, hey, there's something behind you, pay attention, right? The closer that I get, I'm just getting that more and more.
Yeah, so. And along with this, up here in your driver information center, over in the right corner, you have that picture of the truck.
First thing we're going to notice, I am in the one pedal driving mode, so that it is that, it kind of drives like a golf cart. Whenever I hit the accelerator, we're taking off. When I take my foot off the accelerator, we're slowing down, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's regeneratively braking as well. So let me get that up here on the screen. So that's the accelerator right there. We're in the red, and whenever I take my foot off of the accelerator, we're in the green and it's recharging.
Yeah, right.
So that's cool. I see what you're talking about there with the regenerative braking. Of course, I drive a hybrid, so I'm kind of a little bit used to that.
Yeah.
And if I want to use that myself, I can do that here.
Yeah, and you can see how much of a difference
Yeah.
it kind of. And for those that are wondering, yes, anytime you take your foot off the accelerator in one pedal driving like that, slowing down, your brake lights will come on. So it's not just like all of a sudden somebody's going to be riding behind you and you're just kind of stopping.
Oh yeah, I could feel like there's a big difference.
Yeah.
In that. That's pressure sensitive.
Right,
definitely.
right. So again, the harder you pull that paddle in, the more braking it's going to give you.
So I went ahead and set the adaptive cruise control. So that's going to slow us based on the vehicle in front of us too, right?
Yeah.
And then we also have the lane keep assist, which will keep us within the lines of the road. Mm-hmm. And I'm noticing also that on my heads-up display, it's telling me the speed limit, and it's telling me that on the instrument cluster as well.
Right, yeah, so they're right to the right of the how fast you're actually going.
I'm going to set us up to the speed limit here, and I just had a little icon pop up on my heads-up display.
Yeah, right above there, and that's your favorite. That's your Super Cruise.
That's our Super Cruise. I'm just going to go ahead and hit the button here on the steering wheel for Super Cruise. That's going to light up the steering wheel here. And what's happening here, John?
Well, not much with you, but the whole car is saying, all right, Brian, I got it from here, and it's just going to take you on down the road. So this is going to drive you come up to the bends. It's going to take you around the bends. It's going to slow you down if it needs to. It's going to switch lanes automatically if you need to. Obviously, you can switch lanes, just by touching your turn signal.
I'm noticing that the blind spot monitor is going off right now, so there is somebody in my blind spot.
Yeah, somebody right back there on the right-hand side.
If I were to hit my turn signal here, it's not going to let me go over there, right?
No, because it's using those sensors, picking that person up, saying, no, we're not doing that. You don't want to wreck this thing.
Yeah. So my hand has been off the steering wheel and off of the my foot's been off the accelerator, for a minute here. This is traffic. We have a lot of traffic right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kick us up a little bit so that we can stay up to speed with it. And you can just see, we're cruising along here. And is this just going to work anywhere, John, or is it particularly?
No, so it's all going to be on highway roads. Obviously, it's not going to, normal driving, stop and go through stoplights. It's not going to do any of that. It's only on, highway roads. And if you're not sure what highway roads that those are going to be compatible on, you do have that little icon that popped up while you were driving, that little Super Cruise icon, the steering wheel above your speedometer. And you can see there, boy, that really dropped us down from, I think we were going 65 there almost, and we're slowing down even more.
All I did was turn on my turn signal and it shifted lanes for us and kept us up to speed, and it knew somebody was behind us too. It really gave us a gap.
Pulled up a little bit there before it pulled over.
So if I want to go into power mode here, do I have to be at a complete stop?
I don't think so.
All right.
This is kind of the first time other than when we were on the track.
Let's give it a shot then. And man, we took off there.
Yeah. And that noise that thing makes, it's pretty cool. You have the cool graphics, you have the cool sounds.
I felt like I was in like a game where I had I press the button, I hear the noise, and I
take off. I mean, it's really impressive. You get in this big vehicle. I mean, it feels heavy, it feels grounded, but then it does stuff like this, and it just kind of really blows your mind that this thing gets up and moves like it does. So warranty, it's going to be your same bumper to bumper as any other GM vehicle. It's going to be a 3-year, 36,000 mile bumper to bumper, and then you have an 8-year, 100,000 mile warranty on the battery life.
So John, since we've done a video last time, you're an EV driver.
Yes. Yeah.
So what has your experience been with an EV vehicle?
It's been awesome. I really kind of bought into the whole EV thing. I know a lot of people still have not, but actually now that it's my daily driver, back and forth to work, just using it in other situations too, away from work. I love it. The ride, it's unmatched. It has an awesome ride. The power, it's unmatched. It's, the power is there, the torque is there immediately. It's unlike anything else that you're out there driving. As far as the range, I know that was kind of the unknown.
You have a little bit of a drive to work.
So, I do. And, that was kind of the unknown there, was like, all right, well, I guess we'll see once I get into this thing, how well it does. And, I haven't had a problem. It's, you're maintaining that charge at home. Mm-hmm. As long as you do that, that's kind of plays into a big thing here. If you, plug this thing in at home, whether it's in a 220 or, 110, just do that. It helps maintain, get back some of that range that you use throughout the day. Using the one pedal driving, it gets all that stuff back. So, I'm charging outside of work, once a week. It's, and it isn't that bad. You get, especially with this thing, you're going to get about 100 miles or maybe a little bit more of range in 10 minutes on a level 3 charger out there. So, it's nothing that's horrible. Honestly, in the last couple months, I haven't missed going to a gas station once. It's been really nice, not having to go. I just go home, plug in when I get home, let the thing plug in at night. It's like a big cell phone on wheels.
And here's my question. When you bought this vehicle, did it come with a charger for your house?
It does. Yeah,
Okay.
this one also has one. It's like they provide one to you. It's a smaller charger, but again, you have the option to either put a 110 or a 220, and it comes with both of those. You plug those in the end, plug it into the wall, either in your garage or wherever. You plug into the vehicle like you normally would, and that's it.
That's cool. There's a first-hand testimonial from an EV driver.
Yes, and I swear it's totally unbiased too.
So the Sierra EV has so many really awesome features in it in this Denali version. Really blown away by this vehicle. Really just a thrill to drive it. If people have questions about this, John, how can they contact you?
Well, you can either check us out online at smailgmc.com, or the easiest way, really, just if you're in the area, stop on down. We're right off of Route 30 in Greensburg, right down from the mall. Stop in and see us.
That's going to do it for our test drive today. So until next time, enjoy the ride.